Okay. What about your HI?
They don't want to do HI. You can see all this wire.
Yes.
So this is Mr. Dan, one of the big people here.
This is a GBC. So these are the informations. You see, like this GBC, they have account section, have finance, marketing, administration, TV, and others. So
You fall asleep, you can't write report.
They are all terminated here.
You can't even report.
So if there's a problem at administration, we just come to administration block. This is the block for administration, radio, business, accounts, selector, account section. You see. So if there's a problem at the account section, just come here to check whether the line is through here before you go to the office and work. Check. You see. The whole team, I can say that the whole team from Vodafone comes here. Oh.
This one is coming from CRA.
We distribute to various offices. That's it.
Yeah, because they are supposed to be doing PSTN or so. So this is one of the old. So that how old is this?
22 years.
22 years. All of you, some of you are above 20. I remember my first attachment was with PNT that time.
I understand that. Please, hold it. Check it and see what there's stone on it. Hey, put it on your head.
Yeah. The man is so used to touch now.
It has spoiled him. See, if you want to get a tool on the tail,
Take a picture or maybe you'll never see this again.
this thing we call it clone tool.
Clone tool.
Clone tool. This is how you use to connect the wires. Telephone will use two wires. You see it? You see the wire cut, the machine cut the wire. Like it connects on direct. The second one. There's two. There's nothing on it. Are you sure? Because of the light.
The light up. But it's okay, they've gotten something. We are going to the head end. So thank you very much. Ghana Telecom, so that we'll get, I want to contact there. They have to do some small project. Maybe when you have program with them, who do you talk to?
I know something that his number is my colleague.
Okay, so when I come, we come back. Yeah, so that. So thank you very much. But it doesn't have, it's not as effective as the storage one. So this one, see that there's an azimuth motor and an elevation motor. So it was, and the C-band. So this was the control system. So you see that this is the elevation motor, this is the azimuth. able to turn it around 300. And there was a computer there. That was my first access to a computer. I was initially you get intimidated. Eh? No. Maybe after this, before the exam, you can always come back at least to have more dish at the top. And the normal computer is supposed to be on the ground. Because maintaining it becomes very difficult. You have to use scaffold to get there. Meanwhile, you can have the same dish on the ground like here. So, like here. So you see that the dish is not that much. That's not have to be on top. Oh, there's already all those signals are raining on from space. That has the length of the body cells. That the cells, the signal coming from space. What is the wavelength? Even the mobile phone, the signal is supposed to be more injurious to you. Your transmitter is transmitting to get to the base station. So you can imagine the effort. And you are the first target. Now, before you even go to the closest, like after City Mary, this is the closest base station. There, isn't it? So it's connecting. So that it will do handover, a whole lot of things happen. So that's very, very important. You must understand. That's why, but there are no concrete data about actually the effect. But we know that it is not as serious as corona. Have a corona, you can take it down, you can contact. So you see that so that's a typical base station. With a lot of antennas there, and your handset is trying to communicate with it. So you look at, for me, look at the wavelength, and so you have, and the cell has what we call the specific absorption rate. So it should be below a certain level. But you know that as we go to 5G, machine, you are going to add more and more base stations. Depending on for instance, the higher frequency will use more base stations. The lower frequency may be fewer. But that is for rural. But people like you who are hungry for data, you want to use the higher frequency, and all that. So that is very, very important. I hope it's that. And you are the future manager of the microwave communication. You are the future manager. One of the things you should learn is that this industry says that nobody teaches you. You have to look for the knowledge and implement. Once you know the physics, the internet, most of my materials come from the internet. All that I'm doing is to direct you. But nobody can teach you to say. You have to also be ethical, know what is right and what is wrong. If you wanted to ask a question. And what's your name? Wami. That's me, I'm Dr. Muru. Wami.
Emmanuel.
Wanu.
Yes,
How are you?
Emmanuel.
Emmanuel.
Yes, sir.
Raymond.
Raymond. Muhammad. Is it Naba?
Yeah.
Steve. Noble. And then Solomon, the wise one. And you people, I said, where do you work?
I don't work.
Okay, you are. How about you?
I don't work.
You don't work here. Where are you working?
Margin, it's a telecom firm.
Margin.
Yes.
And the name again? Noble. So they are saying these days you have to set up your own companies. It can give you the physics. You are now competing with the Chinese on this. So nobody is going to give you the education way from us. You have to decide. So the area a lot of you start thinking around those lines. Let's go.
Confused about something. Some people say when you are under the tower, the wave affects you more than when you are outside, far away from it.
How would some people feel about this answer? first I told you that the handset is making an effort to get in touch with the base station. What should it be doing? If you are far and somebody wants to speak to you, what will happen? You have to shout. There's more power. The base station too is trying to get a lot of handsets. So it's transmitting. But you see that when with the antenna we have about three levels. When you are very close to the transmitting, the antenna, we have what is called the near field. The pulsating part, the signal is going up and down like that. Then you have a part where it has gone away a little bit from the transmitter or the antenna. And then the far field. So you have the field. So when you are close to the base station, as I said, the signal is stronger depending on where you are and depending on the frequency. So for very low, for very high frequency, the field region is very close. That's why I say microwave. Even this, the circuit parameter, the circuit board. What is the size of this phone? What is this size? Who has measured?
Mine is 6.2 inches.
Inches, that in centimeters, what is that?
In meters.
Centimeters.
Mine was like 14 centimeters.
Exactly. So then if you calculated the frequency, what was the wavelength?
33.3 centimeters.
The phone size was like half of the wavelength.
Exactly.
Yes.
So at a certain point, the wavelength is almost the same order with the handset. So sometimes when you are doing experiment, you should know that the near field of the phone is within the circuit board. Like if you take frequency of 30 megahertz or 3 megahertz, you see that it's, do you get it? So it's very important. When it comes to RF, you have to be thinking about this thing. That's the microwave. I don't know where they are speaking there.
Yeah, we've done the transmission with this one.
Impromptu. So they are my students doing the RF and microwave circuit. So they just came for you to explain a bit to them. Since you are also a student,
Yes, sir.
so today they are messing. Oh, please come in quickly, get positions, and then
Okay.
yeah.
Welcome. You're all welcome. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Where are we? Where do we have to start from? Here is links. We do live transmission just from location to GBC for onward transmission to our various houses. The help of microwave equipment. The microwave equipment, they travel by line of sight. So it means that whenever you go out, you only have to know the distance where you are and what kind of equipment that you want to use. And when we are saying line of sight, it means that wherever you are, you have to know that there's no blockage, whether tall building or tree or whatever, blocking your signal, because the signal is by an electromagnetic wave. So like just this is a live feed from Parliament House. So you see that the OBs will use their cameras to capture the person there, and you get your audio and video. How do you transmit it to here? You have to input all these feed, the audio video, into your transmitter. The transmitter will convert it to an electromagnetic wave, and then it travels direct from your location to
this place. So this is a transmitter.
Point at you.
And yes, this one. No, the first one. Yes, this is a transmitter. One is a transmitter and one is a receiver. So when you are transmitting, you know that it's encoding and decoding. So one has to do the decoding. One has to do the encoding from the location, and one will do the decoding here. So when the feed comes, this one, the receiver is at MCR. They are using what we call live view, and that one is using internet. So the receiver is at MCR. When you go there, they will also show you how they receive it with the receiver. But if let's say
we are not using a macro frequency.
No, we are not using a macro. We are using a.
But here, generally, what are the frequencies we use?
The microwave frequency depends on the microwave equipment that you are using. So normally this one as it there is 7.5
gigahertz.
Yes, 7.5
gigahertz.
Yes.
How about the one by the director's office? There's one outside.
Yes, it's the same. It's the same thing.
They can
Yes, sir.
go close and have a look. So we are very.
That is when you put in your feet. You put the feet in the control so that when it comes here, this one will turn everything, the audio, video, into an electromagnetic wave for the onward transmission to happen. And they all use the same frequency, 7.5 gigahertz.
Reverend,
Is it working right now?
What?
Is it functioning right now?
where are you?
No, it's not functioning.
Eh?
We were using it for a test, that's why we left it here.
Go to Ghana Telecom, Ghana Food.
My places.
But technical people. Small bit.
I know that thing like my ABC. Just for the education. That's the reference. Okay. Then you are welcome to the meeting.
Thank you, sir.
We are basically multiplex. As we are familiar with BTT. The multiplex, you encode the multiplex to transmit. These are the units we are using as Cisco, Weller, and so on. Basically, a signal comes to the encoder, it's encoded, and then we put together in the multiplex. This is an IP-centric system. So a lot of everything here is IP. And with the exception of the final stage, which is ASI. Even in some systems, we still do compression back to back. Basically, that's what we do. We also enter the weekend. We have the program that show you what program is coming. We have several. We have what comes from we also have some receive I think only one of them we are participating. That is really the we have supply signals. We have some playing for servers as well. So those are our sources. From here, this is the yes. And then also for the program guide, there's also a server, a different server. So basically we have two servers. Now the other one. This is for the EPG.
backup.
The backup, there's a backup system, but it's also packed. You can have one unit doing multiple things, so you can host a main and a backup. Most of the units are having 2 power supply. So anyone want to is just signal speed that one can stay. It's not like this is the main and this is the no. Type
So this student, they are microwave, RF microwave second. So they said this their masters degree.
You are all welcome.
Thank you, sir.
Not introducing ourselves. We are here and you also come.
You can do self-introduction.
So, I'm Mr. Amati Bora. I'm the head of the students. My colleague is the chief leader today. He's taking the practical, what do you call it, technical progression of our operation today. We have content and business. We are the technical progression who work in hand in hand with the program. The program cannot go out. The people want it to go. If you don't have the background where you have to be taken to the people. So this rate is still the NCR, master control. And it's master control because we have students where programs are staged or played out, where the program is played out. But then quality control can be checked at the source. So since here we are between the final destination, when I say final destination, I mean the targeted use. We are between the studio and the transmitter. From the transmitter out, you can't do anything about it. It's what goes to you. So we are just in the bridge to make sure that what goes out is in a good quality. Also, the standard of the staging of media, the quality that the staging know should be shown. So, our work, whatever to do the work is the machines. So, all that I'm telling you, whatever we see any problem, we need to pass it to the machines and then check it out. If it's something that we cannot do it here, we have to call the source if it's a live program. When I say live, let me Independence Day celebration from the Blast House Square, then we are taking the program. We have to call our people over there. Here's the program we find out. It's something that we can do here, we'll do it immediately. Yeah. So as I said, we are between studio of production and then the transmitters. After we have finished, then we send our signals to our transmitting stations. In the past, when we were operating analog, we had about 31 transmitting stations to cover the whole nation. But now that we are migrating from analog to digital, the national platform is being installed by a private company called KNet. I don't know, the government aim is to cover the whole nation. They are on it. And our whole site that we were using for analog, they are using the same site to install all this. But since not everybody has gotten the box, the someone has said they bought the digital box to access
Something like this.
digital. So we are still maintaining some of our analog transmitters that have not yet totally break down. But now when it breaks down, GBC cannot
You can't even get the parts. But the whole one is shifting from analog to digital. So this one, we have one in Accra, one in Kumasi, and then one in the northern region. That's the one we are left about 2 or 4. So we are just waiting when the government fully migrate and we shut it down. As of now, some people are still depending on it. You may say how much is the digital, but in the rural area, someone to raise money to get a bus, but it's a problem. So will you deny the person information, entertainment? No. So in a nutshell, this is what we do. So if you have any question, when we ask them, I can explain myself. Yeah, you are welcome. Okay. If you have any question.
So shifting from analog to digital, there are serious challenges such as cost. How are you handling that?
You know, GBC as a company, we have a pilot that we run. What I'm saying is true. But if you weigh the advantage, the advantage in this, no matter which cost it is better than the analog. And as I said, it's the whole world that is my opinion. You may say, oh, you may be a country, so because of course, I will not migrate, I will still be on analog. Where will you get the equipment to get for fitting? So it has become a mass. Those countries who are poor, that they can't afford, they will find a way of reaching out information to them.
Can someone give me so that you take a picture? This is the first time we are meeting.
Apart from that, there's nothing you can do as a
Who will
company.
give this?
Because the whole world is
Take a so that at least the class. This is the best opportunity.
Oh, no.
Corona has driven all of us.
Can we just drop our mask for 1 minute?
I think, is there any other question? If there's no question, so
No, we'll ask you questions.
you ask
No, let him wind up with me. I will come. You are in charge here.
Thank you,
So
sir.
you take this. If it doesn't say you won't get marked. Me, I'm a dictator in class. So this one, channel 22, is operated by GBC. Take this. So it's part of your. This channel 22, it is operational in Accra and Kumasi. Channel 22. So take note. Channel 23 is there in Accra and Kumasi. So that's part of you scan in your home and tell us how many programs. Channel 25. See, I'm pointing wrongly. That 25 is Greater Accra Regional Channel. It means that it's in Kumasi, it's in Ajankute, Weja, and Tema. 25 occurs in other regions. From the table I gave you, you can check that. This one is supposed to be regional channel. Those of you who come from other countries, Ghana has 16 regions, but it was planned based on the 10 regions. So each region has been allocated a channel. And no region which are adjacent to each other are given one channel because the programs are supposed to change. We call it drop and add. Greater Accra, for instance, they speak Ghana. Northern region don't speak Ghana. So they may remove the Ghana program and put the Dagbani there. If you go to Nzima area, they may change the content. So we make provision for drop and add. That's the national plan. Do you understand? So in other countries, they may have to do similar things. You know, so this one has about 17 program channels on it. So this is the drop and add channel. I gave it to you as assignment. Now, let me see.
I have a question though.
So you wait with your question, note it when I come. Otherwise, this thing.
Is it the channel that you want to change?
I want to change the channel. I want you to go to
Look
TV.
at that, you reverse it and let's see. Then which means.
Channel 28 is nationwide. So it is in 42 sites, as he explained. 42 sites, it has about 22, 23 programs. It means all the previous channels operating in Accra and Ghana are on that. So that's the nationwide coverage. That has undermined GBC's, you know, we used to say the only station with nationwide coverage. But GBC has GTV, as you have seen, the GTV Live, GTV Sports Plus, GTV, GLTV, and then which one again? Obunu is it Sports Plus, GL Channel, GBC News, and so there are about 5, 6. Now Garden City also has come. They've come, but I don't think they are on the national platform. Do you understand? So this is very, very important. And we can copy that. You are, as microwave engineers, you must understand. You were with Mr. Akoto. So from the studio, the signals are sent to the head end, where the size is reduced. It is compressed. It is compressed and then reduced to maybe 1.5 megabits per second. And then a number of them are combined. So in this one, you are able to do it for about 23. 22 has about 13. You know, so this one is operated by KNET. Now there are other channels. 22, it is not fit to air or so. Please come and remote control. Change it to 32 form. Change it to 32. You listen to you. For me, I want you to go to 32. 32 is, I think it's a private station. I don't know much about it. But when you scan, you see dollars throughout. But it's telling you the number of TV channels available. So that when we are arguing with the mobile phones, we tell them that there are a lot of programs. So it's not only 3, they want to take the bandwidth, maybe 617 or 470 to 617. So 617 to 694, they want to take it for IMT in 2020 or above. But we're saying that there are a lot of channels here. If you have the opportunity to scan it, you see the number. Go to 34. So I hope you are taking the pictures. I hope. Otherwise, you'll be hard pressed to produce. 34, please. Oh, Master, come and send 34 for me.
You forget, you know the intercom here.
Yeah. So 34 is another. Yeah, so you can see that when the system, but you see that it's fluctuating. That is telling you that it is not very stable. In digital has 2 parameters it uses to check.
Alright, boss. Philip is here. So
Yeah, I know, Philip is very capable.
yes, so
You just saved the situation. Answer himself. Mama Philip, you are with him.
Hey, Mr.
Oh yes, he's one of my disciples. I can't go against him. Anyway, now one very important, significant thing about digital is that it has given us a meter. We have a way of assessing the quality of the signal. Why? Because you see, in analog, interference or reflectings are regarded, you see them as ghosts. Because one signal has come before, even in microseconds, you see it as ghost. In digital, there's something we call the guard interval. I'll explain. The guard interval gives the time within which all arriving signals will be completed. It's like you are going on a trip. You know the internet. The packets go in a group and they wait. This man has this address. They are all coming. When they come, then it arranges them. But it's done electronically in such a way that this day you can even have a voice over. Is it voice over whatever? Whereby you are using data to make calls like WhatsApp and co. It's not a direct call, but it's using voice over somebody IP. Anyway, so it's the same thing. This one, the packets come and they all wait. After every time, then it calculates. So you see that when you press, it takes time for it to change. Do you understand? Now the strength is telling you how strong the signal is. And the signal received has to compete with ambient interference, air conditioning, fridges, what do I call welding machines, drying machines, all. Now its success in doing it is what is expressed as the quality. So one advantage about digital is the availability of this meter to give us an idea about your quality of reception. And you realize that if this one goes to 0 and you scan, when you scan, you won't get anything. Because the receiver has to wait for all the packets to come. In the process, it went off. So the receiver will be confused. So even if this one is about 10% and stays, it will do the computation. And you know what error correction is added. So we have the forward error correction. That one you know more than me. And you have been doing this big things. So that is what you should know. And it tells you that the channel has 8 megahertz bandwidth. So that's the channel. So channel and the frequency. Once I go to 36. Thirty-six is another one. You've seen it. So it's also fluctuating. Let's go to 37. 37 for me is a real channel. That's operated by Cable Gold. It's a Chinese company. They have 2020 programs on their channel. 37, please. 37. That's one of the challenges. A big entity like this, look at the setup, but you don't want to talk about it. When you go back to your respectful countries, please, if you know how much. So 37 is the Cable Gold service. They have about 20 programs. But you see that, look, 9%, but stable. It doesn't go to 0. So when you scan, you are able to get something. But you see that in our digital standard, we say that red, is it blue and green? You see that this one has the second color. The third is supposed to be green. I can't remember. But that is how, and it is an ECOWAS standard. But Ghana has upgraded, and there was politics around it too. But basically, strength must be stable for the signal to come.
So the power determines the quality.
It's not the quality of the signal, the stability is very, very important. The stability of what you are receiving is very, very important. Because as I said, this receiver is doing calculation. This is also another receiver by lower version. I'm sure this is DVB-T MPEG 2. This is DVB-T 2 MPEG 4. In fact, the new standard is DVB-T 2 high efficiency video coding, which is higher for but our transmitters as MPEG 4, so we are staying there. But you guys, the stability is very, very important. Because as we know in digital, the error is the availability, which is far more important than how big it is. The stability, it should stay stable, so that the receiver will use different digital processing this into to show the signal. Anyway, let's go to 38, which is also a Cable Gold channel. No, you take your time. So, and you see that they are using 38, the same Cable Gold. They are running this service. A number of them are free to air. Now let's go to 41, which is Go TV. Go TV is running 2 multiplexes. Most of it in Greater Accra, Western, Central, Ashanti, and I know they are in Tamale, that's northern regions. I don't know, it seems they are in Kokot, they are in Obuasi, in Eastern region, but not nationwide. Channel 28 is nationwide. 41, we are going to 41. 41, Go TV. Then again, let's see, is it stable? So you are very likely to have problem with it. Let's go to 43. Let's try 43. 43, yes, another Go TV channel. That's why somewhere I was asking about multiplex portability. If I'm in Greater Accra and on a particular multiplex, and they are giving me problems, I should be able to transfer Like we had this mobile number portability. But because things have been stable, nobody is talking about porting. But I think this can raise issues of porting. If the coverage of the services are the same, and then their rates are different. So some of you can finish and go and be managing multiplexes. You see, now you see that the technology, the knowledge are blurring. Computer technology is coming into broadcast technology, like you saw in the head end. As soon as the signal comes, there is no more, it becomes something like networking. You hear all the networking terms there, you know. Anyway, so this channel 43, go TV. Let's go to the last one, 45. '45 is First Digital, Ndum's channel. I'm sure when he had these financial problems, they've toned down, but they have a lot of programs on that, about 33. 28 has about 23 listen, but this first channel, in central region, like if you go to Kasua, you may see channel 40 there. You go to Great Ashanti region, you see this as channel 40. So you see this is First Digital. So this is part of the DTT network we need to do, apart from the satellite. Is there any questions? Yeah.
Yes, how many channels do you have in now? How many channels?
Well, for me, unless you scan, I can't tell unless you scan. For instance, Master, can we, your battery, if you go, what you need to do is to do the free to air.
Yes, free to
air. Free to air, when you select it, and then there's a mode you check there to see whether there are repetitions. Because sometimes, for instance, GTV is on channel 22, it's on channel 28, it is on channel 41, 37. Do you understand? So you see all of that at GTV. Well, once you change something into digital, how you manage it is another issue. Do you understand? But you see the same logo across board. But now there should be about 100, if I do in the net, 100 free-to-air channels. So if all of them, they are converting from standard definition 1.5 megabits per second, and they are all going to high definition. So you see that they can no more occupy one multiplexer. You need more multiplexers. And the more multiplexer you need, the more frequency you have. That's why the World Radio Conference is going to be very interesting. But unfortunately, unless those of you who maybe at your level now you understand you are part of your regulator, generally my thinking is that the regulators are closer to the IMT. They have money, you know, they sponsor their conferences. When the IMT is buying the spectrum, for instance, when MTN bought 20 megahertz, it was about 67.5 million. How much are broadcasters are buying for 8 megahertz? Some paltry amount. So the regulators and the government, they say these people are worrying us. We need money. But of course, this particular one, we needed the money to do the DTT rollout. One reason why Ghana's won't move very fast was that we, the broadcasters, money to convince the government to use the funds they are using for DTT to roll it out. But other countries, they couldn't do it. You know, there's a lot of conservatism. And the politicians, if you are giving them direction, it should be consistent and clear direction. Because this current government, since they came, things have not been moved very well. Nigeria, I know, Startimes quickly moved there, and their migration has been something. You know, I don't know what is happening in neighboring Togo or Burkina Faso or even Cote d'Ivoire. But the development in the which of you is from Nigeria?
From Liberia.
Liberia. Oh, how far? Oh, Liberia.
My president has no direction.
Oh, sorry. He's playing ball.
He's still playing ball.
Even yesterday,
The
first time I used to hear that, you know, I'm a Yobo's, I used to do this. So they like to do. Anybody who does that,
oh yeah,
come on. Unless you make that transition, because even at my level, I still believe in those. And when I'm not controlling on my mind, I still believe that ghosts can come into my room. You know? It's human. It's human to be superstitious. But when you allow the science to control
it makes a part of himself.
because you see that the man is dead and gone, you go open his mouth,
So the man
and you still think that he can catch you. Meanwhile, you look at other animals, they just die the way we die. It's not different. But anyway, Liberia.
We are suffering. We are suffering.
Botswana, for instance, they go angry and change the system. So what is happening is that the receiver will be very expensive for them. This receiver, I've sold some, but I stopped most of the time. The young boys, one of the issues I've been raising with engineers, and I'll raise it with you, is please, the technical what you are learning is 40% of your success. Get this very clear. 40%. The rest is your attitude. The German call it personal competence. Your social competence. Leadership. Teamwork. Involvement. There are some, if I say join institution of India, you won't join. So how will you advocate? Where's the platform? The lawyers have the Ghana lawyers, whatever, and there's the doctors they have. You are supposed to join. Somebody will go and join American. Oh, I'm a member of IEEE. Are you in the United States? Which US citizen will want to join Ghana Institute of Engineers? So are you out of your mind?
So how can you join it?
No, you are here. You can join. They will accept you. Sometimes they will accept you. Then you will go and play the advocate. Forget about where he is going. You have a stake, a future stake. The Chinese developed because they gathered engineers around, technologies, because you can't fight this world with primitive ideas. Mao was an engineer. You forget about his communist ideas. But he realized that the only way to confront the West was engineering. And the attitude, for them, when you are corrupt, they clear you. Finish. And they took on the Americans. You see them, they are unassuming, but technically sound. So in 1995, all the members of the Central Committee of their polity were engineers. That's all, technologies.
Engineers are the best managers.
Exactly. If you are doing things accurate, because equations you can't. 1 + 1 is 1. Is there any other way? Unless you give some explanation. So if they were to give engineers a chance in Liberia for the next 20 years, forget poverty. Water will come, whatever. And the personal company I was talking, reflectiveness. For instance, this class I've had. Actually, today what was that? Didn't I do right? Then maybe my last lecture. So sometimes you see me giving you something. Just because I've reflected over it and realized that it was not up. So we call it reflectiveness. You must learn. Learning competence. Nobody needs to tell you at this level that what you are learning today, tomorrow is going to change. We are talking about 5G. And Ghana is still struggling with 4G. Because it's Vodafone which is doing 4G with 10 megahertz. Is that not it? Yes. MTN, they are doing 4G with 20 megahertz. Airtel have not told us anything. The other people, they are in comatose. Liberia, we don't know where they are.
In fact, we don't know.
Tell me. And yet you get that to tell me. My brother was in Liberia for a very long time. Napoleon. He was in Liberia. But I'm saying that we, the technical people, must drive the process. The Europeans brought taking this thing for their own colonial purposes. I was just reading about GBC. They didn't establish GBC for us to colonize. That's all. So you now have to turn the thing to your development and reduce the thievery, the stealing. That's the only way out. Look, they brought low-level technical people here. So, and if I'm here, I'm a technician, and you can't bring your degree, I should allow you. What nonsense. It's simple. So unless now we think, but I've been telling them, GBC now has our 140 master's degree holders. More than 400 degrees. You produce a lot of graduates. Ghana Reform Association of Unemployed Graduates. Because the right side is not working, their attitude, reflectiveness is not working. personal competence not working. Recognition, what do you call it? Learning competence, reflectiveness. These are all skills they don't teach. Go and look at your transcript. And 40%. Some experts say that's 40%. So you finish school with only 40% of what you need in life. Unless you deliberately go and learn it. So that's what I have for you. As part of, so this course, you have to add, what have you learned in macro research that your personal competence can enable you to do this? Can 3-4 of you form a group? That's team. Otherwise you are suspecting. This man has gone to Mala, he has stolen something. This man has gone to Osofu. In Africa, you still have Osofu who put people in a container and
And tell them they are there to enjoy themselves.
He said his enemy. And Gandhi said there is no enemy. That thing in your head, that's your enemy.
No enemy.
But no church talks about otamfu. Meanwhile, it's you. Your negative attitude.
Yeah.
You know. So anyway, so in microwave, it is now at the front line of communication. We are going to 5G. You are African engineers, let me put it so. Please join the Ghana Institution of Engineers. Join the Liberia Institution of Engineers. Be an active member here.
I'm going to create one.
Yes. And go there. Executive Secretary, it's like you.
When I left from here, Kobo Atta encouraged me to go and open the thing.
Yes.
I wrote the documents. Some guys who I was inviting, because they heard that you said you were going to give us money, they went and took the thing.
But that's
old document.
Well, sometimes what I always tell them, one thing I also notice
so
is
just
I give projects, and during the project I have a lot of interaction. But naturally I'm a strict person. Because I don't want to relate with you and you go back and be a weak engineer. Oh, Dr. Emore is asking so many questions. I might be able to lead you. This is by your school, whatever you do, they'll give you the certificate. I don't know the failure rate, very low. Why? Because it's a commercial place. It's a commercial place. So if you choose a project and supervisor who is not prepared to engage with you, they will give you the paper. But you go home and it will just be one of the papers you have. No, you will one. Me, look, I was in Japan when I joined. So now that I'm reflecting on how my personal competence was developed, I joined the institution. When GBC was worrying me around there, and then I became the ref on the DTTN. GBC will be trying to stop me and say, oh, you lie. But because I'm not in an official capacity, you see them doing wrong things. You know what? If they ask me, because if they ask me I don't do it, they can quit and sack me. But if you don't ask me, experts don't go to people. You have to come. For instance, if you want me to supervise your project, you have to come. I won't come to you because I can even supervise the project and they won't pay me, or it will take them 3 years to pay me. But that little engagement will put you, because like I walk to the executive secretary, before you realize every meeting they are, oh, where's our Liberian colleague? But you see, if things go well in South Africa, it goes well for all of West Africa. It goes well for all of us. You know, the whites are struggling to survive. Corona, they would have thought that, they felt that maybe most of the deaths should have been here. We are still lucky that that's happening. So these Africans, they are not dying at all. Look at the drag coming. They have made it and they have got double.
Double, 2 times. Yeah.
We are only lucky nature is helping us. That's how I see it. So we must recognize that. Why would they develop you? They also have their needs. God gave all of us. Those of us who are Muslims, they say on the day of judgment, you account for everything God gave you. But would they even read to understand it? That would make life uncomfortable. Because you have to get out early in the morning and learn. So you can't ask Allah do, and Allah to be playing tricks on them. No, he will do it for you. Anyway, any questions? Okay, so we can go. Chief, thank you very much for tolerating us. This is Akoto sending it to the other place. It's virtually empty. Oh, Chief. Our students are coming to greet you. And as I you smile. So this is the studio. So this is a vision mixer. See that it's able to control things.
Please, there are two guests on one. There are two guests on one.
So this is the sound
Control.
So this is where the sound. So you see. I think they are doing an SMA program.
One a bit to your left. Debbie, other side.
I checked the woman's leg is coming in.
Okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
Thank you. Please, your phones are silent before you go down.
Because of the limited spices,
Please check your headroom on 3. Too much headroom on 3. 3 on the presenter, please. Too much headroom.
They didn't say that they were face mask.
Close the headroom.
I see a top. Space in this one.
3, and I am
now, on your 6 months for quite, let them introduce you may have buy them change, and your family side. Now, I like examining the video more.
Channel 2 is right and
okay, cooking assessment. Oh my God, the food is there on Friday. It's a very young. I don't know where and I can buy a soft, more quantity. It's a boy here. A buyer must say, a lecture of worker at the learning house. And then more at the learning house. They will feel at the learning house. Niti around my eye, I'm rich in no harm to cry. Now, yes, around my fruits.
Center one. Center on 5.
These are the 3 views. They are picking between the mixing between. 2 to 3 times. 2 to 3 times. That one 8 months to 11 months, about 3 to 4 times. 3 to 4 times, what was not for the count? Pineapple juice, but all you also orange juice. I come on the talk of and I will be to cook on immunity. It's a lion income. Now, what is the short outcome? Because all the complimentary, if pineapple is really income cheap. So 6 months for car, and my other form to do. No, I'm very good. Right. No, I'm
Take picture.
They are around the process. But this the Japanese guy has GBC. Come on, let me see that.
We have to see this.
Yes, I will take your time.
This is control panel. And these are the processes. Or sometimes we call it mainframe. This for the summing, the processor, and this for the ATEM. The summing, the summing is the one at the far end, and then the ATEM. So you people are more interested in the RAM. When you come to this fiber optic termination, then this is around, you know, the master GPS, synchronize the system. Then, as usual, this one you know it, internet switch. Then this is what we call it interface devices. We have VDA distributors inside. PDA, sport distribution, video distribution, and encoders. So that's a mainframe that will slot various cards inside. It does so many things. Normally, when you are making installation, one will go to, let's say you send an input to a VDA, then output, for output. One can go to audio, one can go to monitoring, and the rest. That's how come there is a need for you to have an interface which can distribute the signal to various places. Then these are the charging unit for the, how do they say it? What is this? Wireless communication system. Then we have blocks of converters for different purposes. This is fully HD studio, and our transmission is SD. So when you are saying you have to step it down, you can step it down through the vision or with the help of a converter. So this step is an incoming signal from MCR, which is mostly SD2, will be scaled up with the help of this converter. This one, when a signal is coming from outstation through MCR, we call it external. When you go here, call it external. Signal comes from outside. Normally, it will come as an embedded. It will come on one line. The audio will be on the video as one line. Normally, because we want to alter the control, so we have to split the audio to the audio desk, where we can easily do the mixing. So this is the embedded. Then this is a tally controller.
What?
Tally controller. You understand tally? Tally, T-A-L-L-Y.
Oh, okay, tally.
You understand?
Yeah.
What just indicate when you switch a particular chain, a particular camera, or let's say a particular chain, I just something one. Because you can have an outside external signal, you can have a camera and other input. When you switch it must indicate to the camera operator, or it must indicate like the system is on.
About the studio, can we have a look at the studio floor?
Yes, sir. So this is the tally controller which does that. It just give an indication that you are on air, or you are previewing this. That's different, like. Then this is the mainframe of the other switch. I told you have two switches in one. This is the A10, this is the controller, and this is the mainframe. Normally, if you look at the way they use it in this, the thing is hot. Is the air conditioner working? 26. I like it, come and see. When we are Doc, you have to give us advice. You start this.
And by you are 4K. By you have installed a 4K system when you are still at SD.
You see, that's the problem we don't have with the black magic, equipment. And sometimes because of course, we are
But this
compromised.
one was a gift.
This one, they are just using this for now as a router to distribute the signal. But it can be used as a substitution by dispatching.
You have to step it down with the Bosu.
Oh, as I said.
But you have not even showed any macro. They are macro engineers.
But that's
any macro system.
No, we don't have. This is purely speed. And as usual, this is dispatching from Jaffa. You know. And you know the reason why. Because you should be able to use this to isolate. You can use this to.
I need a jack fuse here.
Is it?
Exactly.
Then this is the recorder we use. Then this one is
This laptop, can't I put it in my bag
and that's what we were talking of. This one is
Vamoose.
as a teleprompter.
What?
Teleprompter.
The telecomputer.
Teleprompter.
Prompter.
Oh, okay.
Announcement.
Announcer can
Then we have these are the CCUs. Any camera, professional studio camera, doesn't go by this kind of BNC something. It must either the signal must come with the power via fiber optic or a transient.
How many people have
This
outside
one
Ghana?
is using fiber optic.
Liberia.
So it's a CCU that,
Benin, you are the Frenchman.
that has a controller at that end. You have you see three controllers. We call them RCP, remote panel controller. Either when you enable this, then you can do the controlling, and at the same time, whatever you are doing, because the camera.
And you see, like I was telling you, while you are a student here, you have good links. It means by the time you get to Guinea, you may be part of the technical group to advise your government. Do you understand? Local and do only microwave alone. What are you going to use the microwave to do?
So like this is an app. You sweat when it's select, then the app, I think the camera will be on, you see it away from your phone. Then you can use this to alter some changes, so you enhancing the processing of the signal. And then as usual, I think we have done this whole light.
When you don't show them the audio area.
This whole lighting is control. So whatsoever you begin, this one, the reason why you are not seeing, I would have pressed this. You see that you are seeing some waveform.
SDI, Serial Digital Interface.
So you see the waveform.
Yeah.
Because I've pressed PGM and I have to also switch here in order for PGM. So this is the electronic representation of this thing that you see. The picture, this picture. That's the electronic representation. So if it is the camera change, just play this. Because the cameras are off, you won't see it, but you should see, then you use this to do something. But without these facilities, is it CAF? CAF will not allow you to cover, football.
I really had the Guinea people. Then you are totally the man. You are outside. No, I got a few girlfriends.
This one I say this is the SAP vision design. It is the same video for me. So you are right. And this is the main one. This is the one I say I was telling another people. But this place is
audio area.
This place is one. It's the same thing. I'll discuss this This is audio and digital audio mixer. Yeah, my hands and you know the function of an audio reader. So I may not know the only thing that's this one has got some. If you are abreast with a digital audio mixing, you rather have a detailed facility that of course you can employ it in your operation. Basically, that's what I'm saying. This one, they are own system, so I can't talk about that. So I am done.
No, you are not there. You are not seeing the studio floor.
No, but the studio floor, we
The
can start
floor
here.
is okay.
We are on site studio.
You see, the lighting.
I don't know what broke. This is 3 cameras. I talked about telephone. This is the controller for the telephone. So this camera is used as telephone. So the signal will come here. I get it. Then the reader will see it here. These are the 3 and this is the monitor. Normally, everything from the control, the PCR is being terminated here. So let's say
What is PCR? PCR, you won't ask.
Oh, just control, you don't control. That's the thing, that's the program because program control. Yeah. So everything, let's say if it's about audio or video or fiber optic, they are all terminated here. When you look at the camera, you know, it's terminated at the down there. This is what briefly we call it. Some people will call it giant box, but this is wall box. That's the common name. Where every signal is being terminated. You can just, as usual, if you want to mic this, you just connect it from 1 to somewhere 12. I think that's micro home. Then we have PGM. The output of the audio mixer also comes here. Instead of you laying cables, that's why you just connect here and then take the PGM, both audio and then video, and as well as the telecom. You see the internet line. That's purposely for the telecom.
So you are not told about the subclamas. Wait, sorry, oh, careful.
Sorry.
The floor.
Oh, they are seeing. Normally.
This floor, this one.
Is to create the back, kind of
Basically,
environment.
and the reason why we normally call it Sakurama kettle is there is a light that sometimes we do connect Sakurama light that we connect at the background just to beautify.
But these people, they didn't bring you one, they are using the old one. This is your.
Yeah, but we didn't, you people didn't say.
Hey, you, Mr. Fosu, you are inside.
That's why you know.
This is for the mic.
Microphone.
They call it boot.
Boot.
Yes. Mic stand, whatever you call it. So, these are all things that we are using. What they brought, they just use Nafel mic, condenser.
When you went to the other studio, you want to see the day and light. They didn't see. They were very busy at that time. This is studio 1, studio 2. We didn't see much. Let's go and you send.
But
what brought you? I was confused.
I'm going to do something fancy.
Just 1 minute.
Please do that. Yeah, we won't take down big trouble.
If they want to watch, what they want is just either.
And I talk about operational control rather because that one is ADC miniature and this also has this digital, is not analog. And these are the CCU. The other one rather is for camera control. Yes, camera control. And when you come, these are interfaces. You know, I show you some methods. We have TTA for distribution of signal. This one, that's how it is. And then this is the processor or the mainframe of this machine. Then, in addition to that, this one, we have a mattress system. This one. Like officially, if you press it, you know the other one, I show you some miniature mattress. This one is a centralized mattress. When you select this, it goes to MCR and it is being routed back. But for now, it's not working. So these are just old recorders that we are using for different purposes as usual. These are patching.
Please medium or one and three for me.
And this one I show you about some waveform where the image this one they are all down. Oh, but this waveform operates with the mattress. This waveform is now rehabilitated, but because the mattress have a problem at MCR. That's how we just forget. So they do it your top so before they give you the certificate, and these are the communication, camera communication. As you are speaking, the communication exactly goes via the transfer cable. Goes to the camera and then the cameraman. Normally, if this thing were to be working, these are communication that comes to various technologies. Yeah, the Japanese is Sony technology. But this Sony, so normally, if this in the RTS, which is a communicating set, is working, you can select if this is MCR. You select MCR and you can talk. You do this, and to select, you talk to MCR. And if you want to talk to a cameraman, but at the same time, somebody can be here just talk straight because we have done the selection job. Normally, this is goes at the far end, the podium. If you want to talk to any places, that place description is written. You can select the That's one. Because of something, so nobody is going to call ladies. So I believe I'm done. No, you are done. You are all ready. So this. Oh, come in. This was a small monitoring routine. So how many of your decoders are working? This is hot.
That's right.
But why the light is there's no light.
The air conditioning is not working.
No, the light. Put on the light. Yes. I think when it was functional, they had a lot of the receivers.
Okay.
The receivers and the distance, they are all working, but
because
the air conditioning is not working.
Okay, to reduce the heat.
Typical Africa. These are all African engineers. Somebody, a French engineer from one of the African countries. He went to France and he saw his counterparts. Yeah, 2 more people. Where are they?
I'm sure they are still in the studio.
So they went there and then he went to his house. And the house was nice. I said, oh, how did you build it so? He said, you know how I got here? Then he pointed. And he said, oh, when he was doing this project. So there was a very nice highway. This African man, he went back to the country. And after a while, he invited his friend counterpart to come and also see. He also had a nice mansion, quiet place. They said, so how did you make this? So do you know how I got here? They went to forest.
It's preferable.
Yeah, governmental.
it.